I'm here to give my 100%. I don't put any buts. They're the men in charge. I am here to play wherever they want me to play.
Oh, Rafi, no. Welcome in.
You petty.
Petty.
You petty.
Petty.
Petty man.
Welcome into the 7-5 studios. Boston has entered the chat Wednesday, June 18th. Rafi, no. Travis Thomas here with George.
You know what the best part of that? So that was a translator for the San Francisco Giants.
Yeah.
He's a color analyst for the radio broadcast.
Okay.
He said they're the men in charge. He was pointing to Buster Posey, the chief baseball officer for the San Francisco Giants. Not pointing to his left to Bob Melvin, pointing to his right to Buster Posey. Yep.
Petty is what he is. I didn't get your name out. George Balekji here with Travis
Petty
Thomas.
officer, man.
Petty officers. I mean, listen, it's a lot of Rafi in this program, okay? Let's be honest. We have some other things for you, too, but we're going to start with Rafi. Generally, we start, as you know, with what's trending in the world of sports, but this is what's trending, and we always say get involved with us. Email us, thechat@nesson.com. Tweet at us using the hashtag NessonChat, and call us. Ton of phone calls in this program. Thanks for responding. We give the number out, we give the email, we give the hashtag out, and you all are getting involved here on the chat. So thank you. 617-790-0928. Let's start there. I mean, just hearing Rafi say, oh, yeah, whatever they want, I'll do whatever. Where was that energy here? And I get the egos on both sides. Front office members' egos were hurt. Cora's ego was hurt. Devers' ego. Guys, can we make it work? He goes to San Fran, he's there 5 minutes, and all of a sudden he's Mr. Whatever you need.
Yep.
What? I cannot stand it. The Mookie trade, I wasn't even here yet. I was out of the market, and I was thinking, what the hell is this? But I rooted for Mookie when he went to the Dodgers. We just talked about Marchand, right? Okay, I don't love the Panthers, but I'm happy for Marchand. I will not root for Rafael Devers from here on out. I did not like that one bit. You sit up there at an introductory press conference or whatever you want to call it. To me, it looked like a love fest. I mean, honestly, where were the rose petals and the doves? It looked like a wedding.
They had smoke machines for him.
Yeah. Like, are you kidding? Nah, bruh. That's a sucker move. You know what, Red Sox? Good for you to stay. Sucker free. Get him out of here. I don't like it, George. I don't respect it. You go there, you're there for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, yeah, I'll tell you grounders at first. I'll play first. Oh, I love these guys here. What? What about the guys you were in the clubhouse with here, bro? Forget the front office.
Yeah.
What about your brothers? I didn't like this at all. I will not be rooting for him moving forward.
Where was that energy back in February?
That's right.
When Alex Bregman is acquired, when Alex Bregman's bought in, when there's an upgrade at third base, and you got to do what's best for the team, which is you being a designated hitter.
That's right.
The Red Sox did not just do what's best for them as a team when they got Alex Bregman in, they also did what's best for Rafael Devers. He always gets injured playing the field. Now he can just triple down on his bat, and he already got paid. And where was this energy? Because if that was said back in February,
big facts.
It's not he would just be still wearing a Red Sox uniform. This would be a completely different dynamic of a team with much less of a distraction and much less of a dark cloud over that clubhouse when he was here. You hear that, I get the change of scenery. I get it, you're pissed off. I get it, you want to be petty. You're now with a new team if you're Rafael Devers. But that, man, that's just nasty work.
It is.
Because this team went to him. And with everything, you cannot deny, hey, we have a better defensive third baseman. We have a really good bat that's going to protect you in the lineup and hit right after you. And a guy that's going to lead to more runs. Rafael Devers, the guy that said, hey, I like the lineup, I like the roster. The front office has to go out and get us more. Got you Garrett Crochet, an ace. Got you Alex Bregman, a great righty bat.
Sure did.
Went out and got you a closer in Aroldis Chapman. Put a better structure around him as a cornerstone player and one of the best hitters in baseball. And then he said, oh, the team did everything for me, but I'm not going to do everything for the team. Miss me with that, man.
I agree, bro. This show is therapeutic. Call us, 617-790-0928. We want to hear your thoughts on Rafi. Are you as passionate as we are? I mean, Mike from Saugus is. He needed to get this off his chest, George, so let's take a listen.
All the Boston fans now are a little disappointed, and a lot of people are not going to show up for games anymore because, I mean, they let everybody go. I mean, they brought the kids in, don't get me wrong. They're playing great ball and everything, but there was no reason for getting rid of him. No way they get rid of Devers. They should have never got rid of him. And you know something? He's going to come back and haunt us because come the weekend, you're going to see him playing first base for San Francisco Giants. He's just going to prove a point because he's one of the greatest ball players we ever have.
Mike, great phone call, 617-790-0928. Pete Abraham of the Globe, he was at the introductory presser for Rafi with San Fran. He put this on Blue Sky after. A little tidbit. Devers was willing to play first base for the Red Sox, but wanted the team to commit to keeping him at that position moving forward, not to go back and forth. The guy that said, I'm a ball player, but you can't move me everywhere, which is fair and justified. The guy that says, I'm a ball player, and was complaining and saying, I'm a third baseman. I play third. I want to be in the field. The ego with that. When they go, hey, play first, he goes, okay, but you got to keep me there. When all this stems off the poor communication going back to February and them maybe not being 100% transparent with him when they got Alex Bregman, in that moment, whoever is talking to him could have lied and said, yeah, we'll commit to you at first, and then not been on their word. But they were honest with him, is what I'm inferring from this report from Abe, where they go, hey, we'll put you at first, but we might need you at DH again. And if it doesn't work out, we'll move you back to DH, which is looking out for him again. But he wanted these weird promises. And let's not act like we've seen first baseman, that we haven't seen. First baseman, get a day off and hit DH. Any player in any position. I get he wants to stick to the routine. I get he doesn't want to keep being jerked around. But that was also after Tristan Casas went down with an awful knee injury. And again, he wasn't doing what is best for the team. Mike, I get it when he points out the disappointment for the fans, but saying no reason to move him. Look, everyone's in the wrong here in some way. Could have been handled better in February. The first base transition could have been handled better as well once Casas went down. But Rafael Devers could have handled himself better as well and been a team player. No reason to move him when he's this abstract and this much against a team that gave him $311 million to do what they need him to do as a player. I get it why they moved him. I do. I understand why they moved him.
This is how I know you're a good dude. Because I'm telling you right now, for $300 million,
tell me whatever.
Give me a mop. What you need me to clean up? You need the hedges trimmed? Give me some shears. Like, what is the problem? You need your dry cleaning done? Give it to me. I'll take care of that. 300 M's?
Yep.
And you're, okay, well, if you move me to first, you can't move me back. What the hell what are you talking about? You work for me, bro. We're giving you all this money. You're going to play where we tell you. And you know what? This is now the culture that they have. They have a bunch of guys that want to be here. Mm-hmm. They will play wherever you need me to play to help the team win. Mm-hmm. And they're not making anywhere near that kind of money. Now, that's another topic for another chat, because some guys on this team, Jaron Duran, should be getting paid here shortly, okay? But the guys you have there now, my point is, deserve the paycheck because they'll do whatever you need to do to win games.
Mm-hmm. If I was getting paid, like you said to your point, do whatever you want, they go, hey, we need you to walk the dog today. I'd be like, hey, that's the wrong usage of $311 million, but I'll walk the dog.
Thank you.
I don't think that justifies paying anyone $31 million to be a DH.
Thank you.
But I'll be a DH.
It's easy money. At that point, you're doing less.
You're doing all that, playing third, playing first, doing whatever
bro.
to get paid. You got paid. The team is committed to you.
Well,
and finally, everything's falling together.
Well, his new boo is very happy. Giant skipper Bob Melvin's like, we're going to play him everywhere. Take a listen.
We talked to him a little bit today, and like he said, he goes, I'll play wherever you want me to play. I'll hit wherever you want me to hit. So that's how it started. He's going to DH today. He's going to hit in the 3 spot. We're going to work him in and get him some ground balls at first and make sure he's comfortable before we put him over there. And that's pretty much the way we look at it right now, a little bit of DH and a little bit of first.
Okay, now, George, look at the flip side of this coin. So you hear his new love saying, hey, man, he's happy to be here. He's going to do whatever. We plan on playing him everywhere. And he will. This is where I agree with the caller earlier of he's going to haunt us. I just don't think it's going to be a long-term thing. I think this weekend we're all going to see this dude ball out, probably
Friday
at first
night.
base.
Can't wait.
Yes, probably at first base for the Giants. But listen to the flip side of the coin. His ex now, Alex Cora, talking about the communication mix-up during this whole drama. Take a listen to this, George.
I mean, you always try to think ahead and, okay, if this happens again, how can we handle it better? But at the same time, man, it's not a given. It wasn't a given that Alex Bregman was coming here. There were a lot of rumors, and I got to spring training very early to talk to Rafi about what was going on and what might happen, and obviously, it looks like the communication wasn't good enough for his camp.
Communication not good enough for his camp.
And so the communication was there. They didn't like what they heard.
Yeah, and that's the other layer to it. Because for Bob Melvin to be like, yeah, he said play wherever, we'll play him whatever.
Right.
They mentioned first and he's on board.
That's right.
Alex Cora's been his guy from the get. And that's Alex Cora's strength. He's a player's manager. He knows how to manage superstars. For Rafi to be that much against Alex Cora, who's trying to win games because he knows the postseason drought. But at the end, for Cora to say communication was not enough for his camp, that is also the layer in this. There's Rafi and his ego getting in the way. Whoever's in his corner advising him, they failed him too.
Well, listen, wait, there's more. Alex Cora talked about the importance of trusting in the front office to make the right decisions, especially tough ones like this.
One of the messages, too, and I'm going to be very clear, we cannot question the front office because the last 4 years we've been below average, right? So, we have to be better. That we're playing better the last 2 weeks, of course, and now we're in a better spot. People are talking about the wild card. You see what's going on in the division, the Yankees, the Rays, Toronto, and us. It seems like if we continue to play this way, it's what people expected before the season. It's going to be a dark side all the way to the end. But as a group, we have to keep improving because the last few years are not acceptable.
I respect that from Alex Cora because what he's doing now is he's getting ahead of this. The trade deadline, every year since I've been here, last 3 seasons, it's been buyers, sellers, what are they going to do, and it's been a lot of nothing, okay? I think now, with Devers being moved, especially the timing, I think the Sox need another bat. They certainly took care of the arms in this, in terms of bodies, I should say, George. They took care of some arms with this Devers trade. But I think at the deadline, you're going to need another bat. And I think Alex Cora knows it. He's getting ahead of it. He's like, hey, we're showing you, we're making changes here, and we're not done. And I respect that from him.
But this is also a change in Alex Cora. When Rafi publicly spoke out against Craig Breslow, calling him the GM, he should be able to do his job, especially because he played. And Alex Cora, after that, was asked, did you talk with Rafi, about this? Do you disagree? He basically said, I'm always going to let the players, speak their minds and allow, get what's off your chest. Now he's saying we cannot question the front office. That is a full change in guard. And Alex Cora, what he's saying to the clubhouse, what he's saying to his players when it comes to publicly talking to the media. But it's also him with, I think, a little introspection of we need to clean it up. We need to keep stuff inside. I can't have guys, when they're frustrated, come to me. I can't have them go to the media and air it out that way because of how big of a distraction this all became.
Hey, listen, the trade deadline's over a month away, but I do like how Alex Cora kind of continues to go there. He went on about the front office putting a little pressure here to make some moves coming down the pike. Take a listen.
Even with Rafi or without Rafi, we need to put pressure on the front office and ownership, for them to do that. We're 2 games over 500. If the season ends today, we're in the wild card spot, right? We've been playing well the last 2 weeks, and the reason is because we're pitching. So just keep piling up wins, keep pitching well. And if we do that, I truly believe that we're going to be in a good spot going into the trading deadline, and it's going to be a lot different than the last few years.
Okay, so I guess the bigger topic of conversation for you and I quickly before we go to break is where will they be at the trade deadline? Because that's some of this, too. Let's be honest. I mean, if they're not in contention here for a wild card and they've lost ground, then there is no sense of urgency. This team needs to make sure they continue. I know they lost last night, but they need to play like they have been lately so they're in position to add, George, and then it matters, and then you can make a playoff push.
Pitch like they have been lately.
Yes.
Defend like they have been lately. The bats need to wake up, and that's where you need to see the leadership emerge.
Yes.
But as Alex Cora is saying it there, and Craig Breslow said it too, I'm not waving the white flag on the season, and I do believe that in all of this. This is a team that's now a half game out of the wild card spot, but above 500. And they're jockeying with the Mariners and the Guardians for that position. And that's what it's going to come down to. Where are they in at the trade deadline? How close are they?
Yes.
How well are they performing? But I believe, too, it's an addition by subtraction in a way of limit the distractions. Like Jaron Durant was basically like, yeah, it's a trade. We're ready to move forward.
Yes.
Walker Buehler was ready to
guys.
move past it. You can tell how much they wanted him out of there, the players,
I think
from what you hear from them. He's a great player,
I think so.
But it becomes a part of the distraction. And Alex Cora said it as well. I've never seen a winning team with bad chemistry, but I've seen bad teams with good chemistry, and it allows them to perform better than they can. Get the chemistry together, get the guys in check. Breslow, I don't believe they give up on the season. Again, we cannot question the front office because he knows they haven't been in the postseason since 2021. We got to trust the front office, and hey, for us, we got to put the pressure on them to buy at the deadline. Now it feels like Alex Cora with the change in tone. Let's all buy in and be for the Red Sox, not be players against front office and anything like that. Everyone go in. Because if you win and you're in a wild card race, they'll buy it and they'll get it back.
Absolutely. I'll simplify it more. If you don't want to be here, get the hell out. Good luck in the Bay, bro. Like, the guys who are in the clubhouse now want to be here, and they're going for it. Call us, 617-790-0928. We're one of those shows. We talk with you, not at you. So call us, get involved. We'll go more into this when we come back. And remember, get the latest up-to-date live. We've got Boston sports headlines along with your daily dose of trending sports and social topics every weekday on Boston Has Entered the Chat. Catch us live at 8 a.m. on Nesson and 9 right here on Nesson Nation. That's every Monday through Friday. Roll with us. We'll be back. Back inside the comfy confines of the Salem 5 studio for Boston Has Entered the Chat. Travis, Thomas, George Balekji. And look, we always say we're the voice of the people. We always tell you to call us. We always want to hear your opinion. This whole segment is dedicated to you, George. Let's get into it. Ron from Somerville will bat leadoff here. We have a lot of things to get off of our chest with this Raffy situation and the Red Sox and the Giants and all the drum. Ron, you're up. Bring it.
I think Devers is being overvalued by you guys. I just don't see it. I've seen plenty of other players in my time. You know, I'm a victim of 1986. I was born 1970. While I think he is a talented bat, I don't think he is one of the best. I don't know where you guys are finding that. I don't see any information that proves it. I don't see the home run production or the RBIs this year. Okay, so he's third in the league. Let's see where that ends. He doesn't bat for average, and obviously he gives you nothing in the field and a headache, obviously, now in the locker room. So I think they took what they could get. Sometimes it's addition by subtraction. They had a lot of young guys there. And that's, you know, sometimes the way things have to go. Mookie Betts is far better player. Mookie Betts MVP, way better bat. Like, I don't even know how you guys can say that Devers had a better bat than Mookie. I just don't see it. I mean, Ramirez was better. Ortiz was better. You know, I think there were quite a few players better. But anyways, that's just my little spiel. Have a great day.
Ron, appreciate the call. Sorry about being there in 86 and Buckner doing that to the ball. With the Devers overvalued, he is a generational hitter that already has a Hall of Fame potential resume put together.
Yeah.
World Series championship, and he's one of few guys in MLB history. I think he was the 10th player ever. 250 doubles, 200 home runs before turning 28. Age 27 or younger. Mike Trout, Ken Griffey Jr., Alex Rodriguez, guys like that have achieved that. Look, Mookie Betts is a better all-around player than Rafael Devers.
Yeah, we never said Raffy was better.
That's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yes.
But a bat is really important in success in baseball. It's good pitching and it's scoring runs, and it's having good defense and cleaning that up. So Rafael Devers, to say, I think he's overvalued, I don't think he's that great. He is one of the best left-handed bats in baseball. He is one of the best DHs in baseball. He can play third. Sounds like he can play first. This is a guy that is properly valued and one of the best hitters in baseball. At worst, top 10. Clayton Kershaw on a broadcast said, at worst, he's top 10.
Yes.
Ron, great phone call. I would take Clayton Kershaw's opinion over yours and mine.
Well, also, listen, I think he's a generational bat. I don't know what we're talking about here. I'm not saying he's a better overall or all-around player than Mookie, but he's a generational bat. The issue I have, George, is he's a generational pain in the butt, too, and that's why he's out of here. Mike from Saugus is up next. We're going to go rapid fire through these calls. Mike, bring it. We have Mike. Reggie. What do I got, Ethan? We got Reggie. Sorry, Mike. You didn't make the cut. Reggie, you're up. Bring it.
Hello. I just wanted to toss in a quick comment. I'm just listening to these guys. Been a Boston fan since Reggie Smith was our center fielder in 1967 with Yaz on one side and Tony C on the other side. I just think that they have pushed something that they really should be pushing. Rafael, part of the Red Sox, shouldn't have gotten rid of him. But there are things that could have been done better. You kind of look back a little bit on some of the things that the upper management has done. Don't think it has been done well, but that's just my opinion. Reggie from Ashland, and I'm a Mass also. Thank you. Bye.
Had to throw that last part in there.
Ashland and I'm a Mass.
Yeah, just had to throw that in there.
Look, I everything could have been handled better, And I understand when he's pointing out, you know, where you can see the flexibility of a team and all these different guys and different rules, what they have to do. Again, this is something where the communication could have been handled better, but it also gets to a point, like, can everyone be adults? And can everyone get in a room? Talk it out, let it be, get everything off your chest, and then, you know what, move on. Because that's what all of this, too, boils down to. It's bigger than Rafael Devers, it's bigger than Alex Cora, it's bigger than Craig Breslow. It's about the Boston Red Sox. And for a city that hasn't seen a playoff appearance by the Sox since 2021, a city that hasn't seen success since 18 and 2021. And that's what it's all about. They couldn't get to that point, and it seems like Rafael Devers was the one hampering that, and that's why they traded him.
You would think, though, as someone who won young like he did,
you want to do what it takes to taste that again.
You would think. And it just never came to fruition. 617-790-0928. We want to hear from you, and we want to hear from Sue in Burlington. She's up next. Sue, bring it on.
Yes, good morning. I'm calling from Burlington, Vermont, in regard to Devers, and I'm just wondering why it took them so long to let him go. As far as I'm concerned, he was coming right up to the bat to do his batting, let all the strikes go by, like he just coming in to collect his paycheck. I don't know why he's been so unhappy, but I've been unhappy every time he comes up to bat. So congratulations to them. I'm sure that life will go on. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Sue. I'm actually with her in a sense of what took so long. And you and I talked about this when this all went down finally, right? When the move happened. And, you know, reports were coming out about, and we heard it back then in spring training, that he didn't want to make the switch and all this. I'm with Sue. Why did they wait so long? Now, they did it now, but everything we're hearing report-wise is that he wasn't necessarily rocking the boat in the clubhouse. He just wasn't going along with the motion of the ocean. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, okay, you either should have done it earlier, like Sue said, like spring training. Like, hey, I don't want to make the position switch, trade me.
Yeah.
Got it, see ya, right? Or you wait past where we're at now, get to the trade deadline, maybe you can get a little more in return.
Yeah.
So I kind of get where she's at. I'm in the camp of day one. You look me in my face and tell me I ain't doing that, trade me. Okay, see ya. But I do understand trying to make it work, which is what I think the Sox were doing.
Exactly.
But then wait till the deadline so you can get a little more back. Does that make sense?
No,
I think you were damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah.
And it's just maybe a philosophical thing. There's no right answer. But I'm in the camp of Sue. You don't want to be here? Goodbye. I don't give a damn who you are. You're out.
But you got to figure out a way to make it work, because you agreed to have him with the Red Sox for 10 years.
They
with
tried.
The contract you inked and $31 million. If first time saying trade me, they go, fine, we're trading you, and gave up like that, that is the coward way out. That's the wrong way out. They talked to him in February. They talked to him to start the season. They talked to him when Tristan Casas went down.
Yeah.
They talked to him in Kansas City. Yeah. And it sounds like points after that, and he never got on board. It sounds like they tried everything. David Ortiz saying on Instagram Live that he stopped responding to him. Right. They brought in the big guns. They brought in someone that's bigger than life itself and Big Papi, and he couldn't get through to Rafael Devers, and then they made this call. And Buster Posey said, he goes, yeah, this was 3-4 weeks in the work. Then the last week, I took it home. Me and Craig got together. So it sounds like it was a while going. Could they have gotten the same return if they waited and shopped the deal around? I do think they can. Maybe something better. Let other teams bid against one another.
Me too.
But they got this done. I don't hate them trying to make it work, because that's what you're supposed to do. Any job, not just sports. You're supposed to try to make it work. Yeah. And guess what? You tried every avenue and it's not.
Right. Then you got to make a move.
Yes.
Jeff and Brookline's up to bat here, but you get involved too. Get on deck. 617-790-0928. Jeff, take it away.
Hey, happy Boston Day. I think Devers is being overvalued by you guys. I just don't see it. I've seen plenty of other players in my time. You know, I'm a victim of 1986. I was born 1970. While I think he is a talented bat, I don't think he is one of the best. I don't know where you guys are finding that. I don't see any information that proves it. I don't see the home run production or the RBIs this year. Okay, so he's third in the league. Let's see where that ends. he doesn't bat for average, and obviously he gives you nothing in the field, and a headache, obviously, now in the locker room. So I think they took what they could get. Sometimes it's addition by subtraction. They had a lot of young guys there, and that's, sometimes the way things have to go. Mookie Betts is far better player. Mookie Betts MVP. Way better bat. Like, I don't even know how you guys can say that Devers had a better bat than Mookie. I just don't see it.
Email us at chat@nesson.com, hashtag NessonChat. Call us, please, 617-790-0928. Let's hear from Mike from Newton. We'll keep it going here. We told you we're a show for the people. Mike, bring it on.
Yes, my name is Mike, and I think it's the biggest mistake Boston ever made. First of all, they've done this here 3 or 4 times before with Mookie, with Sale. I mean, all the Boston fans now are a little disappointed, and a lot of people are not going to show up for games anymore because, they let everybody go. They brought the kids in. Don't get me wrong. They're playing great ball and everything, but there was no reason for getting rid of him. No way they get rid of Devers. They should have never got rid of him. And you know something? He's going to come back and haunt us because come the weekend, you're going to see him playing first base for San Francisco Giants. He's just going to prove a point because he's one of the greatest ball players we ever have.
You had Chris Sale in 2017 pitch over 200 innings. You had him in 2018 be the hero in that World Series run.
Yeah.
You never got anything from Chris Sale from that point on.
Right.
He was never healthy. He was never available. Chris Sale, what he's done the last 2 seasons with the Braves has been spectacular.
Yeah.
He's a Cy Young winner, right, with Atlanta. You were never going to get that with him in Boston for whatever reason. Them trading him away was the right move. To get any return for him was the right move. The Mookie trade, that's one that's tough. Because I understand you get Connor Wong, Jeter Downs, and Alex Verdugo back.
Sure.
Only Connor Wong's still with the team. This Devers trade is tough because I understand you get 4 prospects. You're hoping Tibbs becomes a good bat.
Yep.
A good bat. You're hoping. You hope Harrison and Hicks can become good pitchers.
Yep.
You're hoping Jose Bayo can become a good pitcher. It's all hope. It's all prospects. We'll see some of the guys. They pitch at the major league level. Other guys are prospects. And I get the trades in the past. To me, it's when you look at the Mookie trade and you look at this Rafi trade, I understand it feels like that deja vu. The Chris Sale trade, that was the right move. You were getting nothing from him. He did not want to be a professional ball player at any point, in a way like Rafi didn't want to be in either. Again, last 20 games, he was batting 200 for his average, Trav. He was well below all his numbers that he's capable of. This is where it's tough. And again, where Alex Cora is going and publicly saying, we cannot question the guys up front. We cannot speak out against the front office. We have to trust them. I think this is, again, a point of inflection. And for the Red Sox, everyone in that organization to look at themselves. Okay, to a point, why didn't it work out? Why wasn't Chris Sale buying in? Why was Rafael Devers tuning us out? What can we do better? Because now they have Marcelo Meyer, Roman Anthony, Christian Campbell, Carlos Narvaez, more guys coming up. Jaron Duran, not even extended yet. Willie Abreu, still under team control. Cedane Rafaelo, under an extension. Brian Bayo, stepping into his own, looking like he could be a number 3 or a number 2 in a rotation. Garrett Crochet under contract. They have all these parts. Okay, what can we do to make sure we get the most out of these guys and they get the most out of us?
Yeah, well said. You and I have talked about this too. Not everything is the same. Meaning, like, yeah, I'm with you. The Mookie trade still hurts me to this day. I would even throw not paying Xander in there as well, because this guy just walks out of your life. You don't get anything for him. You should have traded him and got something. But the Devers, I do understand why we're all thinking all these things are the same, but it doesn't necessarily translate to the youth movement you have now. Like this young core that we have now, George, okay? I don't necessarily think what happened with Devers and Mookie, Sale, Xander, all these names, necessarily means that it's going to happen with this young core. I think, if anything, the Sox and the front office and everyone involved can learn from these past situations and implement it with the young core and keeping them together. Does that make sense?
And that's what it has to be at this point.
Yes.
Because it simply is not enough. They haven't made the playoffs since 2021. That's a team that overachieved all the way to their ALCS.
Yeah.
They, at this point, they're in the wild card hunt. and they had to do an addition by subtraction move to trade away Rafael Devers.
That's right.
They couldn't make it work. And we're still talking about it, and we still will, because Boston fans will still talk about it. And we'll talk about this ad nauseum.
Yeah, of course.
For the Red Sox, what they're all doing moving forward, there's a part where you got to stop looking at the past and find the solution, and they're working towards it.
Don't go anywhere. More Boston has entered the chat. Next, keep it locked. Welcome back to Boston has entered the chat. Time now for what's trending in the world of sports. Red Sox 6-game win streak comes to a screeching halt, my friend. Mariners 8-0, they win. Walker Buehler got rocked. I mean, 3 1/3 innings pitch, 8 earned runs. It didn't go well, George.
Yeah, and there was a point, too, where 8 batters reached base after he had 2 strikes on him. 4 or 5 runs to start the game came with 2 outs in the inning. Cal Raleigh basically almost hit for a cycle by the time we got to the 4th inning.
Yeah.
And had that grand slam. We saw this team find a way to win 6 straight games, longest win streak since 2023. But we kept seeing the run total, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 2.
You've been saying
They
it.
were averaging just under 3 runs per game during this win streak. The pitching was stepping up. Garrett Crochet was Garrett Crochet. Brian Bayo has put together 3 straight amazing starts. Lucas Giolito, back-to-back professional, excellent starts.
Yes.
But the bats eventually have to come around. And now even think about, we all go, oh my gosh, of course, Rafael Devers hit a home run his last game as a Red Sox player against the Yankees. That was a 2-0 win. And that was a solo shot by Rafi. They were still only scoring 2 runs. No matter what, and when it comes with baseball, it's having good pitching and it's scoring runs and supporting your pitching. They need to have run support for their starting pitching stretch. They can't afford starts like this from a Walker Buehler, but they can't afford for the offense to continue to be anemic. 2 hits.
2 hits, that's it.
And you have rookies hitting 3 through 5 in this lineup as well. They combine to go 0 for 10. That one's Roman Anthony, Carlos Narvaez, Marcelo Meyer. 0 for 10. 2 hits the entire lineup.
I hear you on Devers and his last shot being a solo shot and all that.
At this point,
you're
I'm
only
just,
winning 2-0.
it's the lineup for me. It's
I
Devers
know,
or not.
I get it. But at the same time, boy, that's one hell of a bat to lose in a lineup. And this is what it looks like, okay? So I hear you, and this is one of the reasons why a lot of people were upset on the return in the trade, which all of us understand. But I was more upset with the timing. I mean, if this guy has been a pain in the arse, Devers I'm talking about, the whole season, since spring training, right? You couldn't hang on a little longer? Like, you had the momentum. You were playing well as a team. You couldn't hang on till the trade deadline and maybe got a little more in return? And if nothing else, kept that bat in the damn lineup.
Yeah.
So now you trade him now. Okay, I guess. But obviously this is going to happen. You don't have Bregman in that lineup yet. I don't know, George. I think a lot of these games, I'm not saying they're going to get blanked every night, but I think a lot of these games are going to be low scoring, pitching. Your starting pitching must hold up. Buehler didn't last night. Now, to his credit, he has bad starts from time to time this season. And he comes out and he says, I will pitch better the next outing. And he has for the most part.
Needs to be consistent.
But he needs to find, I'll even take in between. You don't need to be lights out every night, but I can't have this.
Quality starts.
Yes.
What you get with Brian Bayo.
Yes.
6, 7 innings, 2 to 3 earned runs, 4 Ks,
That's
quality
right.
starts. And the thing with Rafael Devers, too, I mean, look at his last 20 games as a Red Sox player. Batting average right around 200. OPS below 800. The Red Sox saw in the lineup, and I think, again, that accelerated everything we saw as well. Where there's a headaches, there's a Giants stepping up, we're taking on the full contract, and they go, look, he's not even hitting.
That's right.
Who knows even what it was like the last month and a half between Rafi and the Red Sox? But on top of it all, they saw this coming because they saw what a lineup was. His bat, the potential, I'll always harp on it. And it's baseball. They're going to be streaky, 162 games.
Sure.
He wasn't performing to his capabilities the last 20 games.
Yeah.
This is nothing new for the Red Sox, but as Breslow said, there's time between now and the deadline.
Let's skate to the ice. I'm in a hockey rink of emotion. Brad Marchand, I love you, man. I do. But damn it, I didn't want to see you win a cup with them. Not with them. Ethan, just go to the tweets. The Panthers win the Stanley Cup. Yay, whoop-de-doo. Brad Marchand forever, though, because here it is. The cup where it belongs with the Bruins, and then the cup with the Ops, the Florida Panthers. Hey, they got a little dynasty rocking, George.
Yeah, they got 2 in a row, and this is such a dominant team. You see this one. Brad
look at
Marchand
this.
is a champ again. That's a young 22-year-old Brad Marchand in 2011. Scored 11 goals in that Stanley Cup final run, that championship run. First Stanley Cup for the team in 39 years, right?
Lord have mercy.
That's everything he did. And I get it. You don't want to see him win it in that sweater. You don't want to see Florida have that moment. I was focused on Brad Marchand there. I was so happy for him. A guy that, at 22 years old, did everything in that playoff run and then some that the Bruins can ask for to get that cup and break that long drought. And has given everything to this team, everything to this city, embrace a community that he lived in Charlestown, gave everything to the game up until his very last moment with the Bruins and to win it. Look, what Brad Marchand is why you root for teams and why you love sports. You get into it because you love the community you have. You want to root for the franchise you grew up cheering for, that your parents and your grandparents passed down for you. But then a guy like Brad Marchand is why you really, really love it. He put it all on the line every night for the Bruins. He would play like you would play if you had the opportunity to play for your team. That's what he did. He wins a cup. Good for him. 5 Stanley Cup final goals. First guy to ever do that with 2 separate teams. I'm happy for him. I'm really happy for his family. Man, they were cutting onions for me in my living room watching.
You were crying for this.
I was crying when you see the tribute videos, the voicemails his family left him, everything that the Players Tribune rolled out. I'm happy for Brad Marchand.
Not me. I was raging.
You're not happy for Brad Marchand.
I'm happy for Brad.
Exactly.
I'm bummed
There we go.
out.
Period.
No,
there
ain't
you
no
go.
period. It's a comma because
Nope.
I'm bummed out. It's the damn Panthers. Like, I'll never get over it. You trade him there, really? And then you see Sam Bennett screwed him again. You saw that, right? Marchand should have been the Conn Smythe, but it's Sam Bennett. Sam Bennett don't win the damn Conn Smythe without Brad Marchand. Everybody knows that.
Wait, real quick. Sam Bennett, what he even said about him. I don't think we win a Stanley Cup without him. His leadership, his will to win. It's inspiring. He's a better player in person than I ever knew, and I'm grateful I got to play with him. Sam Bennett, I'm Brad Marchand. Sam Bennett, of course, not.
This is a family program, so I ain't going to tell you how I really feel about Sam Bennett, but it's not nice, okay? Kids stay in school. Also, I'm bummed out. Connor McDavid. I don't like this, man. This is not good for the game because the narrative.
Skinner. No.
The narrative.
And there are morons out there. It's Stuart Skinner. It's Stuart Skinner. He should be playing in the ECHL right now. He should be going wherever they do, like send him to Europe. It's Stuart Skinner. It is the Oilers. It's not McDavid. I don't even want to entertain it. Yes. You see the one goal he left up?
That was terrible.
He was asleep.
That was
I think he was literally asleep. In the Stanley Cup final, facing elimination.
Caitlin Clark and the Connecticut Sun get into fisticuffs. Did you see that? So Caitlin Clark, the Fever won the game. Caitlin Clark had 20 points. But the Sun were roughing her up, bro. Like, I'm not going to lie. The WNBA has to do something about this. Every team now is trying to bully Caitlin Clark. And look at this. First, she poked me in my eye. Then, I got hit by a truck. I mean, what's going on? Hey, then let this play again. I poke. I'm trying to get my stuff together. I mean, come on now.
It's how the league's going to treat her. What I loved is what Sophie Cunningham did at the end of the game. Under a minute left, game in hand, J.C. Sheldon on a breakaway, has a hard foul, then like Muay Thai gripped her, both hands around the back of her head like, I want the smoke. Look, I don't know what the WNBA is going to do, and I don't think they will do anything. If they continue to treat her like this, it's insane because of what she does for the game. But fine, that's hard basketball, and Caitlin Clark loves the smoke. But what the Fever did, and rightfully so, after what we saw last year, they went out and got her goons. And that is Sophie Cunningham. What she did to J.C. Sheldon at the end of the game, that's the message to the rest of the league. And you can tell Cunningham, good player, doesn't give a single F if she gets thrown out. She will be the person that lays down the laws and the enforcer for Caitlin Clark and will have her back.
I agree.
It's ridiculous.
It shouldn't
I'm not saying it's...
Right? Like, why does she need the Secret Service? How about the league just
I love
intervene?
that the Fever stepped in and did something.
Yeah.
I love that the Fever stepped in and did it.
Well, they had to, right? At some point, enough is enough. But the league, like, are you guys, I'm talking in WNBA, like the front office.
Yes.
Are you paying attention?
They are.
Are you seeing the money come in? Are you seeing the ratings? Yeah. You don't think to protect the Golden Goose? Like, why is that a hot take? Why is that a controversial thing to say? Are you stupido? Like, do something. Suspend people. Fine people. We can't have this. put a stern email to all the teams in the league. You got to do something here. I think it's ridiculous. And good for the Fever to finally have someone in there, the Karate Kid, evidently, in there to defend Caitlin Clark. But it shouldn't come to that, George. This should be a league-mandated thing, and you know it.
Sky Fever, 2.3 million. Sky Fever, 2.2 million. Storm Fever, 2.2 million. Those are the viewership last year. And we've seen people like the owner of the Washington Mystics go out and be, Time Athlete of the Year should be everyone in the WNBA. Look, the people that came before Caitlin Clark propped up this league. She's taking it to new heights. She's taking it to new heights.
The ultimate height, my friend.
The league has to wake up. And there's a part of, you're going to play hard. I'm fine with Mabley getting physical there. Sheldon, that's a dirty foul. But the league has to step up, and you got to protect your crown jewel in some way.
Well, still to come here on Boston Has Entered the Chat. More on the tough night that was here in Boston. Raffy's taking grounders at first. Brad Marchand winning a cup with the Ops. We'll vent about it next. Make sure you roll with us right here on Boston Has Entered the Chat. Remember, get the latest up-to-date live. We've got Boston sports headlines along with your daily dose of trending sports and social topics every weekday on Boston Has Entered the Chat. Catch us live at 8 a.m. on Nesson and 9 a.m. on Nesson Nation. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Salem Vibe studios where Boston Has Entered the Chat. Travis Thomas, George Balekji, and you, our co-host. We appreciate you always. We always say call us 617-790-0928. Tweet at us using the hashtag NessonChat or email us, thechat@nesson.com. A lot of venting going around with the Rafael Devers situation out in the Bay, but also mixed emotions for Brad Marchand, who wins another Stanley Cup. This one, not with our beloved Bruins, but with the hated Rats, the Florida Panthers. I don't like it, man. I know. I am happy for Brad. I'm disgusted in you that you shed a tear for this. I felt enraged that, happy for him, but enraged that it was with the Panthers. And then it was insult to injury, in my opinion, to see Sam Bennett win the Conn Smythe. Not that he didn't ball out, but he balled out because Brad is there.
And Sam Bennett was an incredible player before Brad Marchand.
But I'll never forgive Sam Bennett.
Aaron Ackblad, Gustav Forsling.
They have a great team. They have a dynasty. Let's call it what it is.
Yes.
They have a dynasty.
They've won back-to-back.
Yes.
They've won back-to-back.
They have a dynasty, but I bet on the Oilers, and maybe some of it always goes back to gambling for me, doesn't it? I bet on the Oilers, and maybe I'm a little salty.
Yeah.
But, I still don't think they win that damn cup without Brad. And I, for the life of me, will never understand why the Bruins did not send this man out west some damn where. Send him to the Kings or the Kraken there were other teams. Hell, you could have sent him to the Oilers. There were other teams competing that you could have got back what you got.
I think that
Why the Panthers?
I think that's a level of keep him on the East Coast. Yes, you don't want to trade him, and you want to make it work. But when you hit that reset at the trade deadline, you want to do right by the captain and the guy that's get everything to the franchise.
He had publicly said he wanted to stay on the East Coast.
Yeah, and the family's a big part of him. You saw his kids, his wife on the ice with him right after the Cup wins. I saw the tribute video of his kids leaving him a voicemail before the Game 6. And that's what got me emotional because of, and what I get, I understand it. But there are two ways, and there are two different types of fans. There's multiple types. And I'm not saying anyone is right or wrong with any avenue.
Sure.
The fan that I am, there's rooting for the team, and there's a connection to the individual player.
Sure.
The individuals is what makes me love sports. Their storylines, who they are as a human being, their commitment to the team and the city. That's what makes me love sports.
Okay.
And Brad Marchand, from going from 22 years old, scoring 11 goals in that playoff run to a Stanley Cup championship, the first in 39 years for the Bruins. What he did then and what he did after that point. To go on and be one of the best right wingers to play the game. One of the best ever. And one of the best to put on the spoke to be. For him to do all that, commit himself on the ice, play hard, play through injuries, be the rat that Boston rallied around. And for every fan, what Brad Marchand was as a player, if you had your dream fulfilled to suit up for your team and play for them, you would want to play like him. 100 miles per hour, do everything it takes to win, whatever you have to do to overcome your shortcomings, for him being a short king, right?
Yeah.
That's what he did. So when I see him win the cup, I'm happy for him.
It's like the emotions.
And that's allowed. right? And I get it. The people that say, no, I don't care, I'm not going to root for the Panthers, that's fine. You're not wrong. But for the people that do shed a tear, that get emotional
Root
for Brad
for
Marchand,
him.
are happy for him to win another Stanley Cup.
Yeah, I am happy
Good
for
him. Good for them.
I am
That's
happy
where
for
I
him.
come from in all this.
I get it. I'm happy for him, man. I think it's just, you know what it is? It's the inevitable. It's when he got traded there, we all knew, and we're talking all of us here together. We all knew they were going to win the damn cup. They already had a shot to repeat anyways.
Yeah.
When they acquired Brad Marchand, you knew damn well, oh, well, give him the cup now. You could have given him the cup at the deadline. What difference does it make? So I think that was some of it for me, George, of the hate in my heart that I let out was, damn, I knew this was going to happen. That's why you don't send them there. But the Bruins, they don't care about that. They want to do right by the player, to your point, and they did. He wanted to stay on East. He wanted to go to a contender. Check, check. Here's Brad Marchand after winning yet another Stanley Cup.
Really describe and, seeing the family and everyone up there and everyone that supported me and helped me get to this point, there's nothing, words can't put this into reality, how great it feels, and such an incredible group. And everybody wrote us off from start of playoffs. They had everybody beating us in every round, and we just had that fire, and we knew we had something special. And it's incredible. It's incredible to be part of this group right now.
This is a guy, 37 years old, scored 20 points for the Florida Panthers, had 2 game-winning goals in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Bro.
But at 37 years old, battling through elbow, hip surgery, abdominal surgery, everything he's undergone, and looking around even the dressing room for the Bruins, Bergeron gone, Chara gone, Krejci gone, retired from the game or no longer with the Bruins, other guys he came up with. I know he was looking at a different level of his career. He goes, all right, my time is still make a push, get to the playoffs, we can contend, but also to be the guy to bring these young dudes along, right? You get traded to Florida, and all of a sudden, that's the fountain of youth. Oh, we can win a cup. I can win another cup when I'm 22, and I can win another one 15 years later. And that's what he did.
It may not be done, bro. If he resigns and he stays there.
Get healthy. And get to a team that, like what the Panthers do, we've seen them do it. We've seen the Lightning do it. They manipulate the cap space. Hey, be injured during the regular season, get healthy in the postseason. He's playing the third line for the Panthers, a team that can limit his minutes, limit his time on ice, get to the postseason, and then be Brad. 100% he has that 2-3 seasons left.
I did see on Twitter, though, after the game, it seemed like most people were on your side of the fence of this, that we're happy for Brad, which is great. Here's one here. What an unbelievable postseason for Brad Marchand. Couldn't be happier for the guy. Top of the mountain once again, my Rat King.
And Hathaway crying.
I mean, listen.
My Rat King ties it all together. But that's it.
That's it.
You have a connection to the guy.
I will call Cap, though, on that soundbite we just played from Marchand, where he said everyone wrote us off at the start of the playoffs. Ayo.
Love it.
Come on, bro.
The delusionality.
No one wrote you off. I just said they could have gave you the cup at the trade deadline. Nobody would have blinked an eye. Ain't nobody damn wrote y'all off. And you'll probably win it again next year if you stay there anyway.
Exactly. That's how delusional you have to be to win.
True.
We hear Nick Saban say it.
It's a little slights, right?
Yeah, everyone counted us out.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone that can.
Like Rafi. Like, how dare you ask me to play first base? Yeah, I'll play first base for you. Whatever you guys need. What? What just happened? All right, I want to talk about the flip side of this coin because this part did bother me.
Yeah.
And I know you hate, like, the storyline narrative. But let's be honest. For this segment, you know damn well the narrative starts probably this morning now of Connor McDavid's so great. He's been to 2 Stanley Cup Finals. He's lost both. Can he win the big one? I think he can. I thought they were going to win this one. But, again, going back to Marchand, I don't think that hurt having him, right? But, look, I think Connor McDavid is so great that it hurts hockey. This could be a hot take, but it hurts the NHL to not have this guy get a cup early in his career. And one of the reasons I feel like this, I'm going to go to a different sport here, but I think back to when I was a kid, everyone told me how great, when I was growing up, how great Dan Marino was.
Yeah.
Now, I was too young to see him in a Super Bowl, right? But everyone told me, he's so great, look at his numbers, he's going to get back to a Super Bowl and win multiple Super Bowls. Except that I watched his whole career as a kid, and he never even sniffed it, okay? Now, you can blame things, which I know you're going to do. Defense, goaltending, things of this nature. I get it. But the nature of sports, and why I bring up Dan Marino and many others who didn't win championships in their prime, is it's hard to get back. The Oilers now have gone to 2 in a row and lost them both.
Yeah.
This guy is so great, George. I mean, if it gets to a point where it's 4 or 5, hell, we saw 10 plus years between the Patriots dynasties. If it gets to the point where this guy doesn't go back for the next 5 or 6 years, I think it hurts the game. You can't promote him as the greatest or one of the greatest ever, you know, sort of threatening Gretzky in that way, and he doesn't have any cups.
Yeah.
I think it hurts the game.
It hurts the game, and I understand the narrative that would go out there, but this is a guy that we saw come into the league at 19, score 100 points as a 20-year-old, have 100 points this past season, lead the entire playoffs, all of the NHL in playoffs in points in this postseason too. He does everything he can, but what do we see the Panthers do so well? They're deep, they have the depth,
they're balanced.
Great down the middle, they have an awesome top 9, they're balanced, they have wave after wave to hit you, and they know how to protect Sergei Bobrovsky, their goalie, who did play really well.
Yes.
Stuart Skinner cannot be rolled back out there by the Oilers. No. They need to address that massive void they have between the pipes. Yeah. Either that, or if you're the Edmonton Oilers, again, you want what's best for the league, you do right by Connor McDavid, and you trade him to a team that has a structure there.
Ooh.
You hit reset because you guys obviously do not have the infrastructure. You need to hit rebuild, get a ton of draft picks.
Bro, I thought I had the hot take. You want to trade Connor McDavid?
Because if you continue to roll out Stuart Skinner.
Yeah, you got to get rid of him.
Or Bob from Manitoba. If you continue to do that with Connor McJesus McDavid on the ice, Leon Draisaitl healthy, an amazing team in front of that goalie, and you either don't change how you play or you don't address your blue line and your goaltending. Just to get good, I need better than serviceable.
Yes.
I always say serviceable.
Yes.
I need better than good.
Yes.
If you don't actually address all those this offseason and instead just go, Connor will score 100 points again. He'll just change his game again. He'll be a 200-foot player again, and that'll get us to the Cup Finals. You need to do right by the most dominant player in all of pro sports right now. That's Connor McDavid. That third goal Skinner left up, I literally think he was asleep. I think he was zoning out. And I think it hit him like, man, what am I about to do to McDavid? Because he wasn't ready for the initial shot. Rebound goes to him. He's late to get into his stance, and it goes right by him. Soft goal. You cannot continue. Like you would put a Dan Marino with that defense behind that offensive line. You cannot put Connor McDavid in front of that goaltending. It matters.
I want him. He's at least got to get one. I mean, we heard the same about Ovi for years, but I think McDavid's a better overall player, not just a scorer.
He's a second.
He's got to get at least one. All right, thanks for watching. We always appreciate you rolling with us here on Boston Has Entered the Chat. Nessa Nation, we're coming to you. And remember, get the latest up-to-date live. We've got Boston sports headlines, along with your daily dose of trending sports and social topics every day, right here on Boston Has Entered the Chat. 8 a.m. on Nessa, 9 a.m. on Nessa Nation.